I slightly made a mistake and forgot to have a save point at the start of the season. So we're going to enter the 2038 season on January the 1st. I mean, I guess it means there's a lot to recap. Whoops. So welcome into today's video. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for continuing to trickle along with some Football Manager 24 as we lead in, hopefully, FM25. As I'm recording this, there's still not been any news at all. I did release a video with Colin a few weeks back, if you want to go and check that out, discussing what the hell is going on. So, in terms of the ins and outs, so first off, the outs over the summer. First player was Lopez, went to Ferencváros for 2 million. He was never featuring, it was more just about cashing in on him, getting that money in the bank. Razabal, our backup goalkeeper, went to Southampton for 4.7 million. I mean, fair play. Evan Park went for 1 million to Newcastle. Nothing to do with us. They came in when he was on a youth contract. There was nothing we could do, but to be fair, his work rate, teamwork, etc. kind of put me off him anyway. And Liam Andrews, we let go to Southampton. I just felt he was never going to feature, especially with his unambitious personality. So we let him go and just go and try to get some football elsewhere. Also then in the outs, we did make some big sales. 57 million this season out. Campos to AEK was a backup. Agu to Villian, 2 backup player. Soto went to Al Fateh, the right back who they signed before we came in last year. That's 80k off the wage bill, basically, is how I looked at that. 7.5 million come in. Rocker went to Aston Villa. He was our backup right back who we sent out on loan last year to try to get him off the wage bill because he doesn't like big matches, etc. What's the point of being at this club? Jim Moore, we had him for 1 year and we sold him for the exact same amount of money we paid for him. He was decent, perfectionist personality. But at the age of 29, his attitude was shocking. Like, every single time a player left the club, it was him who complained that we were lacking something now, so on, so on. So we've ended up just letting him go, 35 million. Björkason went for 7 million to Brighton. Kind of didn't want to sell him, but he wanted to move on, and with his temperamental personality, you can imagine how his attitude was. We'll get to Torres in a second. Durant went to Chelsea for 1.2 million. This is another player who I didn't have a say in it. He was on a youth contract. Chelsea came in and picked him up. Ito, we've sent on loan to Germany now. After Oxford United last year, we've now sent on loan to Gladbach, so hopefully he can continue to develop. We signed him not long after we joined the club. Leighton has gone to West Ham. Again, player I just didn't see a lot of potential with. He's gone for 950k to West Ham. We'll send out Salmon on loan to Birmingham. Steve Jones, who was in the under-21s, we sold for rising of 3 million to Brentford. Again, it was just about cashing in. We needed the money and we got some good deals. So in terms of the ins then, there's only one on last year's list, and that was Jamaica Robinson, who's our new left wing back, picked up from Aston Villa for 30 million. And I think it's money well done. We made 5 million in the end, selling Jim Moore and signing this guy, who obviously is only 18 when we signed him, 19 now. There's a lot of potential there. The next player, Rod Torres, didn't have a club. He didn't have a club. So we ended up picking him up and bringing him in. If you look, obviously he was with us at Trenton, with us at Ostreveen, with us at Lens, with us at Barcelona, where he ended up being a really key player for the B team. Then went on loan to Rozumberek, went back to the B team, continued to play, but they've then released him on a free. So we've ended up bringing him in, send him on loan to Wigan in League One, where he's played 14 games, no goals, no assists, but hopefully he can step up and get better. I feel like Torres' career just stagnated when his determination dropped by about 11 for just no reason at all. So really upsetting there. Hopefully he can continue to have a good career. We're going to send him out on loan season after season when he's with us. So I then decided I needed to add some experience to this squad. It was very young and I wanted to make sure we could compete. So first off, Archie Gray from Newcastle for 20 million, rising to 27.5. The 7.5 million is if he plays 50 games for us. I think that money's safe in our back pocket. But yeah, 32 years old. He's just a really, really good player. 78 caps for England. And then Bukayo Saka, who we had at Barcelona. They end up selling him to Newcastle. Now, at 37 years old, in his final season before retirement, he's still doing a job for us at left wing back. Coming in rotation with our youngster Robinson, who we've signed. He's not how he was at Barcelona. If you remember, 2 years at Barcelona, he got 9 assists season 1, then 18 season 2. He's not that same Bukayo Saka, but he's good enough for this season. And then we've just picked up now for 500,000 from Diambars in Senegal for $500,000. I think this is a really, really good signing. My plan is to send him on loan to Wigan now for the second half of the season. Let him develop in English football. But I think he could be a very decent rotation player for the first team. No question about it. So, in terms of how it's been going, little spoiler there, clicking on the wrong screen. It's been going alright. We're not world beaters. We're far from it. You remember last year we only just scraped into Europe, winning the FA Cup. So we're not world beaters. But in the EFL Cup, we entered the semi-finals against Tottenham. I really would like to try to win this. We won the FA Cup season 1. If we can win domestic cup season after season, I'm very proud. We beat Bristol City 3-0. Souza, Akande and Hewlett. We then played Leeds and beat them 2-0 with Souza picked up another 2. And then went through in penalties in the quarterfinals. Then if we have a look, didn't we play in the Super Cup? I thought we did. No, the Community Shield. We lost to Tottenham 2-1. I don't know how, because we were still the better team with 10 men, but Adebayo with a red card saw us go down 10 men for most of the game. Well, 60 minutes of the game. And that definitely didn't help. In terms of the Europa League, we're very up and down. And we did lose to my old club Lons, which I bet the fans loved. So we played Zelina and got 1-0 victory. With Gray on the score sheet. We then played Olympiacos and beat them 5-0. Davies, Affleck with 2, who we'll look at, Holden and Finchu. Before defeat to Lons, with Boris on the score sheet for them. We then played Legio and beat them 4-0. Davis, Souza, Roberts and Saka. Before coming up against Dortmund, with Roberts and Akande getting 2. And then we've just played Union Saint Gilloise from Belgium and lost 1-0. I don't quite know how, to be honest with you, because we just didn't turn up. But we're sitting in 7th. We've won 4, lost 2. We've got 2 winnable games coming up, so I'm thinking we can get into the top 8 and qualify for the round of 16 straight away. Looking at the teams, Man City are a solid side, but I see no reason why we can't maybe push to look to win this Europa League this season, honestly. I think our team is looking really, really solid. So, if we look at how we're doing in the Premier League then, very up and down. We look really good and look really bad in games. So, 2 back-to-back victories to start against Bristol City and Chelsea before draw against Arsenal. Victory over Man City, who's followed up with again defeat to Sunderland. I've never beaten Sunderland so far with Liverpool. Then defeat to Aston Villa, back-to-back defeats there before 3 wins in a row over Palace, Burnley and Tottenham. Before 2 defeats in a row against Man United and Newcastle United. But since then, we have kicked on, only conceding 3 games after this. So we beat West Brom 2-0, Brighton 2-0, a draw 1-0 to Leicester before draw 0-0 to Norwich. Then we've gone on a 4-game win in a row, beat Nottingham Forest 2-0, Brentford 4-1, Bournemouth 2-1 and West Ham 3-0. So currently we're sitting in 2nd place. Now Arsenal have a game in hand. We've played 1 game less than Man City, but Newcastle have a game in hand, so could overtake us. It's very, very up and down in terms of who's played how many games at the minute. But 1-12, drew 3, lost 4. We're sitting in the top 4. I think a top 4 finish this season would be superb. But our team is looking good. The issue is fitness-wise, we're struggling. So top goal scorer this season is Souza with 11 and 25. He's an insanely talented player, an elite attacking midfielder. Real Madrid are interested in him, and I have a feeling he might complain that he wants to go. So we've got to keep an eye on that. 2nd top goal scorer, now in double figures, is Akande. Obviously came through the intake, came through the academy, and again is leading the line really well for us. Bobby Roberts has started to look a lot better this season. Last year he really was hit and miss, but he is still a kid. 6 caps for England now. new contract where he's classed as an important player because he is just featuring in pretty much every single game now. And wow, I think labelled as a wonder kid, but I think in a couple of years he could be just world class. Now, our fourth highest goal scorer, Cyril Affleck, came up from our youth team this season and has just hit the ground running. He really has 2 goals in the league, and then 2 goals in Europe as well as 1 assist in the league. But he just looks really good. He's been playing mainly in attack midfield when he's come on a couple of games as striker. You can see there 3 games as striker, 4 goals. 10 games in attack midfield, no goals. So he definitely is a better striker, but we've got strikers and he's more of a rotation option there. In terms of the squad as a whole, we have been struggling with injuries. Like Dave Howard's only played 7 starts so far this season due to injuries. Crawford's just come back from an injury. Valdez been out. Adebayo's been out. Finchew's still injured. So we have been struggling a lot with being unable to put out the best squad for continuous fixtures. So today, though, we have a game against Chelsea in the league. It's going to be a very tough game. The players, fitness-wise, are not in the best position for this kind of game. I would prefer to have a 7-day break before Chelsea away, but you can't get everything. So hopefully we can start the 2038 calendar year with a good result. But as you can see, our defence-wise, 76% fit. So Anton's going to come in there. We don't really have anyone else who can step in. So I think Davies will probably come on for Simmons and Anton will move over to the left at some point. I think, Finchew's still out. Crawford has returned, so I think Crawford can come straight back in as right wing back. So we're probably going to look Thompson, Anton, Holden, Simmons, Crawford and Robinson as fullbacks. Hewler played in the last game. I'm just make sure there's nobody else I'd rather have in. I am considering maybe someone like Adam Wharton with such a big game away to Chelsea, but I do think at the same time Jordan Hewlett is a really solid player with a lot of potential. So I think we'll play him alongside Archie Gray. And then we have Sousa and Roberts up top with Affleck as the striker. We have Rohan, Levitt, Emberson, Wharton, Saka, Davies on the bench. So Saka can maybe come in for Robertson in the second half, just due to the fact that Robinson's had a couple of games recently close together. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a very tough game. Chelsea are 8th, but should never be underestimated. I think especially when you're at their ground. Let's see what we can do here. See if we can pick up 3 points, which would take us back above Newcastle if we can win by more than 2 goals. But then they still would have a game in hand, so can overtake us again. Simmons now for us. There's a forward to Roberts, but he's intercepted. Counter-attack for Chelsea off the post. Let's try to build out again, shall we? But it's another chance for Chelsea. They put it in. They do win the header, but it does go wide. We have a corner now. Crawford with the corner. Puts it in. Front post, but it's cleared away. Roberts, though. Back to Crawford. Back to Roberts. We go 1-0 up. Bobby Roberts with a goal. 10th goal of the season in all competitions. He's been really good this year and definitely is developing into a world-class attacking midfielder. Okay, we get another chance here. Floated in from the left side. Affleck with the header. It looks like it is saved by the keeper. It's labelled as an absolute sitter. I don't think we should be so harsh on him there. Roberts now, though, with the corner. Goes short to Sousa. He puts it in. Thought we were going to get a chance there. Simmons did get to the ball, but it was then cleared out for a corner. Roberts again. Before half-time, can we get a second? To Sousa. He puts it in. And keeper comes and claims. Simmons was almost on it again. Right, if we can see ourselves through the half-time with a 1-0 lead here, I'll be very happy. Headed down. Can we get it? Sousa doesn't win the first ball. Sainz now on the attack for Chelsea. Silva has the shot, but it does go wide. I see Gray really struggling and Simmons and Holden. We struggle on fitness-wise at the minute, basically. I think that's almost expected with the amount of game time we've been having recently, which isn't going to ease up with FA Cup ties coming into the equation now. Okay, I think we can do better. Well, what I'm thinking is Saka can come on. Thing is, Robertson's doing really, really well. So I wonder if we bring on. I'm trying to work out the best way to do this because Simmons really struggling. So Ashton's going to move over to the left. I'm wondering if maybe we can. I think we'll bring on. Move Crawford to right centre back where he can play just as well. And then Simmons comes out for Everton at right wing back. Then Archie Gray coming off for Levitt, who is a really good defensive minded central midfielder. Okay, I think that's probably the best change, is moving a very fit Crawford into the centre, into the back three. Emberson coming on off the bench. And then Hewlett coming on for Gray. Hewlett is very defensive minded as a central midfielder. Sorry, Levitt. Right, corner comes in though. Do we get an early chance here in the second half? Get another corner. Another opportunity. Come on. Roberts now. Roberts goes low edge of the box. Ball across. Oh, that would have been such a well-worked goal. That would have been such a well-worked goal. Right, Levitt to Anton. Goes out wide. Roberts puts it in. Sousa doesn't get to it. A couple of times now Sousa's been beaten to the ball. Maybe his head is turned by Real Madrid and he's not focused on the game at hand here. Emberson plays it forward. Sousa again doesn't get to it. Sam goes forward to Sainz. He plays it forward again. Oh, see, this all comes from us attacking and us not getting on the ball. I Sousa I'm going to take off. He's had a couple of opportunities there. And Ruffin I'm going to bring on, our Academy Irish International. Sorry, Sousa, but if you're not switched on and if you're not ready to play for this team, then you will not play for this team. You will get substituted no matter how good of a player you are. Just looking there now, back three. Holden in the middle really is struggling. I think we could maybe look at Adam Wharton coming on in central defence, because it is a position where you're a stopper, so you're pushing in the midfield. So maybe he can do that job fairly well. As they almost go 2-1 up for Chelsea there. Right, Emberson's winning now. Hewlett gets rid of it. Affleck heads it down to Roberts. Can we counter now? He cuts back, plays it to Robertson. He cuts inside. I think we'll make the final two changes. So I think Saka I'm going to bring on for Robertson. Just get them fresh legs. I think I would prefer to change defence over Roberts. So we will bring on... Tell you what, we can bring on Davis actually. He can play 25 minutes. I think he was 77% fit, wasn't he? So he can easily come in for the last 25 minutes and do a good job. Roberts plays it out wide to Emberson. Emberson beats his man and gets a shot away. I think I'd prefer him to hit the byline and crossed it, but good effort. Good effort. Crawford now. Crawford, okay. The corner was so good. They showed him run up and then quickly cut it off. Could have at least showed us what happened. It's very tight near the top here, because if Chelsea win their game in hand, they will go 1 point behind us. So there's 5 teams all within a couple of points of each other. As we put a ball in that's just too deep, keeper collects it. Affleck just hasn't had the chances in today's match. The ball is long from Chelsea, but we do get the header away. But they get the second ball and come straight back at us. We need to be winning more second balls. Right, Sarah now goes back to Sarr. Ball across. Oh, they could have gone 2-1. That is it for the game. Chelsea won. Liverpool won. I'm going to say I have to sympathise. It was one of them games. You didn't do bad. You didn't do bad, but you didn't do great. We got Bromley in the FA Cup next. Let me just check what level are Bromley playing in. Bromley are playing in League 2 and they're struggling in League 2 as well with Callum Wilson as the manager. So I do think we will try to massively rotate. We do have an academy player stepped up to be our backup keeper this year after us selling obviously our other keeper. But this guy's Slovenian plus an English nationality but did come through the Liverpool academy. So he will play in goal, obviously, in the FA Cup game. You can see he's played in 5 of the Europa League games so far this season as well. Thompson didn't pick up a knock for a while. But I think we're moving in the right direction. There's just a few things we still need to change. But I want to thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. We're going to keep pushing on, see what we can do with this Liverpool team. We're not Premier League contenders yet. But hopefully, I think in maybe a year or two, we could win that holy grail of the Premier League before ending the European Journeyman. I'll see you next time.